You are being influenced every single day. Not in a loud way, not in an obvious way, but quietly, softly, almost invisibly. And the most surprising part? Most of the time, you don't even notice it. You think your choices are your own. You think your decisions are logical. You think you are in control. But many times, your mind is being guided, shaped, pushed, in directions you don't fully understand. This is not magic. This is psychology. Simple human behavior patterns that people use every day. At work, in relationships, in conversations, online, offline, everywhere. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Let's start with something simple. Have you ever agreed to something, even when you didn't want to? Maybe someone asked you for a favor, and you said yes, even though inside you wanted to say no. Why did that happen? Was it kindness? Or was it pressure? Let's go deeper. There is a psychological pattern called reciprocity. It means when someone gives you something, you feel the need to give something back, even if you didn't ask for it, even if you don't want to. For example, someone helps you with a small task. Later, they ask for a bigger favor, and suddenly, you feel uncomfortable saying no, because your mind says, they helped me, I should help them too. This is not always bad, but it can be used to influence you, used to make you agree, used to make you say yes. Now think about your life. How many times did you say yes just because you felt you should? Not because you wanted to, but because you felt obligated. This is the first trick, and it is everywhere. Let's move to another one. Have you ever seen something that said, only 2 items left, or limited time offer? And suddenly, you feel a sense of urgency. Your heart beats a little faster. Your mind says, buy now before it's gone. This is called scarcity. When something feels limited, it feels more valuable, even if it's not. Your brain is wired this way, because in the past, scarcity meant survival. If food was limited, you had to act fast. Today, that same instinct is used in marketing, in sales, in daily interactions. People create urgency to push you into quick decisions. But quick decisions are not always good decisions. When you feel rushed, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just reacting? Because most of the time, it's not the thing you want. It's the feeling of not missing out. Let's go deeper. There is another powerful trick. Social proof. This one is very common. You walk into a restaurant. One is empty. One is full. Which one do you choose? Most people choose the full one. Why? Because your brain says, if many people are there, it must be good. We trust the crowd. We follow the majority, even if we don't realize it. This happens online too. You see a video with millions of views, and you think, this must be good. You see many positive comments, and you believe it more. But here is the truth. Popularity is not always quality. Just because many people believe something does not make it true. This is important because your mind looks for shortcuts, and social proof is a shortcut. It saves time, but it can also mislead you. Let me tell you a story. There was a young woman named Lisa. Lisa wanted to start a business. She had ideas. She had passion, but she was unsure. So she started looking online. She saw successful people, luxury lifestyles, big results. Everyone looked confident. Everyone looked sure. And slowly, she started comparing. She thought, they are ahead. They are better. I am not ready. So instead of starting, she kept learning, watching, comparing, waiting. Months passed. Nothing changed. Not because she couldn't do it, but because she was influenced by what she saw. She believed others were more capable. She believed she was behind. But the truth was different. She was just stuck in comparison. Do you want me to continue the story or move to the next idea? Let's move to another powerful trick. Authority. Have you ever trusted someone just because they looked professional? Maybe they wore a suit. Maybe they spoke confidently. Maybe they had a title. Expert, coach, specialist. And your brain said, They must know better. This is authority bias. We trust people who look like they have knowledge, even without proof. This is why appearance matters. This is why confidence matters. Because people don't always check facts. They trust signals. But here is something important. Confidence is not always competence. Someone can sound sure and still be wrong. So next time you listen to someone, don't just ask, how confident are they? Ask, are they correct? Now, let's talk about another deep one. The fifth trick, emotional triggers. This is the most powerful one because emotions control decisions more than logic, more than facts. If something makes you feel fear, you react. If something makes you feel happy, you move toward it. If something makes you feel angry, you act quickly. People know this. So they use emotions. In ads, in news, in conversations. They create emotional reactions to guide your decisions. For example, fear-based messages. If you don't do this, you will fail. If you don't buy this, you will miss out. These messages push you, not logically, but emotionally. And when emotions are high, thinking becomes low. So what can you do? How do you protect yourself? Not by avoiding people, not by overthinking everything, but by becoming aware. Awareness is power. When you see the pattern, you are no longer controlled by it. Let's make it simple. When someone gives you something, pause. Ask yourself, do I really want to return this favor? Or am I just feeling pressure? When something feels urgent, slow down. Time pressure is often artificial. When everyone is doing something, think independently. Your path is different. When someone looks confident, question gently. Seek truth, not just confidence. And when emotions rise, pause. Feel them, but don't let them decide for you. Let's go back to Lisa. One day, she stopped scrolling. She stopped comparing. She sat down with a notebook and wrote one simple question. What do I actually want? Not what others are doing, not what looks good online, but what feels true to her. And for the first time, she felt clarity. Small, but real. She took one step, then another. Slowly, she started building. Not perfectly, but honestly. And that changed everything. Because she was no longer influenced blindly. She was choosing consciously. And that is the goal. Not to remove influence, but to understand it. Because influence will always exist. But control should stay with you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to analyze everything. You just need to pause, observe, and choose with awareness. Because the moment you become aware, you become free. Free from pressure. Free from manipulation. Free from unconscious decisions. And that freedom changes your life. So next time you feel pushed, rushed, or influenced, stop for a moment. Take a breath. And ask yourself one simple question. Is this really my choice? And if the answer is yes, move forward with confidence. But if the answer is no, you now have the power to choose differently. And that is real control.